Friends, family, fans, we're live. I don't know if this is lagging. It won't let me share my screen right now, but we're just gonna go. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. I've got some announcements. There's some fun stuff going on, some not so fun stuff going on. We're gonna figure it out. So I'm just gonna get the announcements off my chest while this computer figures itself out. Happy SONY Open. It's episode 121, The Pursuit of Happiness. Announcement number one. I broke my tooth last night. So it's sitting right over, it's not sitting right over here. I had my baby in my arms, my tooth in my hand, not a worry in the world. I got a beer in my hand. That song. So it feels like my tongue's a little swollen and it's difficult to speak. And I haven't been speaking much today and I can feel it hurt, like rubbing up against these sharp edges. And I didn't have time to make it to the dentist today because it's year end. It's busy season with golf. We got to get the content out, and it's been a fun time. So I appreciate you guys for hanging in here. Speaking of year end, people think that I've quit my job. No, I'm just not at Rotorball anymore. I've decided that I'm going to double down on myself and do this thing on my own, baby. We are going to the moon solo. It's going to be a fun time doing it. I'm my own boss now. I want to do this full time. So subscribe to my Patreon in the link below. It's got everything that you're going to be seeing on the show if I can share my screen. So I'm going to try that in a little bit. We've got models. I've got research in there. I've got tools for you, matchup tools, placement tools. I'll be building a one and done tool that I have to give off tonight to the people of X. It's going to be a fun time in there. The best ball squad, all my best ball people have had a fun time in their Discord channel. So we've got a best ball Discord as well. By the way, that best ball is up as well. So we've got best ball and underdog. There's the scramble returns. So use code Mayo for a $1,000 deposit match over there at Underdog for best ball. Also, go check out Pat Mayo's Race the Mayo Cup on his X feed. I've retweeted that thing. It got 1 million retweets. I have to DM like 170 people. So that's brutal over there. But as always, check out the link in the description below over there for me to join my Patreon. I would thoroughly appreciate it if you did come over and hang out with me in the Discord there, having a good time. It looks like we've been able to share the screen. Let's go. So I'm going to use everything that you can see on the screen that is available to you in my Patreon. I'm not going to use my Excel model, although I do like Excel a bit more than Google, but you can't share that. So we're going to use this. We're going to abuse this, and we're going to make it ours and have a good time. We are live now. Woo! We live. Let's go. Okay, a little stressful, but we're ready to rock and roll. We got the Hawaii shirt on. Hit the like button. Tell me you say hello. I'm going to do a giveaway in the live show at half an hour for a full month of access to the Discord and the Patreon. The Discord link is in the description below. So when I find out who that winner is at half an hour, hit that link, get into the Discord, and let me know that you are that person. We'll let you come in half for the full month and get everything that you'll be seeing on the show. All these tools, everything badass. Then in the comments, for people watching afterwards, let me know who's going to finish DFL, dead freaking last, at the Sony. The same answer doesn't count. The first one is the one that wins. So get in the comments after this show, comment in there. You can win a month free subscription into my Discord with all my tools and things over there too. Tooth's doing good. The tooth's broken. I'm not. Can't break a man that wants to go to the moon. So we're going to do our thing, have a good time, pull up some numbers over here, and chat some golf. We're always going to be jumping into the Bet 105 matchup tool. Might as well just start with one of those. Why don't we start with one of those? Let's do a matchup right off the bat at Bet 105. The link to Bet 105 is in the description below as well. We can pull up some matchups over here. As you can see, we've got matchups that have handicaps. We've got matchups that have very enticing odds at minus 110 a pop. If you take a look at matchups everywhere else, it's minus 115 to minus 110. There's just too much juice. Minus 110 over here on the matchups. We've got outrights as well. We've got all of that jazz going on for you. We've got first round leaders involved as well. We've got football. If you take a look at the football situation, we've got even better odds over there. The spreads are even ridiculously less juiced for football. So check over there. You can refer some friends, make yourself some bucks. It's available in all 50 states. Let me know what's cooking when you're looking on Bet 105 booking. Did not have that planned. It just came out. We are spitting fire right now. Let's go. So let's find ourselves a matchup. Let's do our thing. I'm going to be getting the farewell fiver onto here. We're going to get some three balls potentially. We're going to get all these matchups. It's going to be amazing at Bet 105. Big things are coming along with the amazing odds that you get for matchups. So Adam Svensson over Adam Hadwin. I kind of fancy that because if you take a look, and I wonder if the tool is even working, but we will find out now. Adam Hadwin over Adam Svensson. Beautiful. Look at this. It is functioning wonderfully. Minus 109, minus 111. And we have got ourselves some seriously fun matchup ratings over here. So I've got to fix this. Fun times. Fun times. We'll fix that at the end of the show. But I'm a big fan of, we'll just use the tool, the Model Maniac tool. We'll get Hadwin and Svensson. Make sure that this is rocking and rolling. Clear, clear, clear. Adam Svensson. So we've got a filter somewhere as well. What have I done here? This is what happens when the computer breaks down over at the end of the situation. Yeah. Oh boy. I'm scrambling. Format. Let's get rid of this. Now let's do this. Get this filter going. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Adam Hadwin versus Adam Svensson. We'll just click them both at the same time and go from there. We got Adam Hadwin with the highest upside rank, but we also got some made cut potential going on here. We've got some made cut potential. Adam Svensson makes the cut 7% more of the time. He also finished inside the top 20 a little more than Hadwin. So I'm not the biggest fan of that. So we'll move along to Mackenzie Hughes, Harris English. Not feeling that. Keith Mitchell, Emiliano Grillo is an interesting matchup. We can take a look over there. I need to also fix my matchup tool, just by the way. So we go Keith Mitchell. We're going to bet one here right now. And then we're going to go Emiliano Grillo as well. Get ourselves a situation over here. Keith Mitchell, Emiliano Grillo. Keith, a much safer option, which is what we're looking for matchups. He finishes, his made cut rate's actually pretty low, but I think Grillo was playing in a lot of signature events. So we've got that going for Grillo. Keith Mitchell finishing inside the top 20 a lot more too. So I think we can check that out for ourselves. If we take a look at what these guys have been up to the last little while, Keith Mitchell got off to a bit of a bad start towards the end of the season with 3 missed cuts when we were knocking out top 20s over there. But he seems to have figured his stuff out over the last little while. So things are looking okay for Keith in this department. I think that's not the worst situation in the world. I'll also, at the end of the show, get my matchup tool. It's just a quick fix. I need to change 1 or 2 columns, and then we'll be golden. So don't stress there. We'll get in, make sure, do some matchups at the end of the show over here on Bet 105. I just figured I would show you guys all of that. Moving along swiftly, selecting all, getting ourselves to the actual heartbeat of the show. We've got some matchups. We've got some placements. We've got outrights. We've got it all. So I'm going to bring that up to you guys as we go through the show. I'm going to show you where we're finding this. There's a betting and props channel in my Discord, which I'm busy using as the situation to look for the bets. So number 1, we got Maverick McNeely at 28-1. He's just been insane the last little while. He's flirting around the top of the leaderboard a lot more than people think. So Mav obviously won the RSM. He's finished 7th here in the past. There's a lot to like about Maverick McNeely. 16th at the Shriners, 12th at the St. Jude, and was flirting with the Tournament of Champions situation over there. So Mav's just feeling real good right now. His last kind of stretch of golf has been a lot better than we've expected from him in the past. So we're going to go to Maverick McNeely for a outright win at 28-1, baby. I mean, an 8th at the Century, a win at the thing at the RSM. Beautiful, beautiful stuff over from Maverick McNeely. So he's one of these guys, an incredible putter, 35th in the field. He's actually used to be an incredible putter. He's no longer that. He is now an elite ball striker. I think he was top 3 at the RSM, and then he was also leading through 3 rounds ball striking heading into round 4 at the Century. So he's off the tee game. His approach game is amazing. He's had great success at this golf course in the past. And he's also a solid top 20 bet if you're in the mood for that. We are not doing it. There's just a minor edge over there. Nothing too significant for us. So that's Maverick McNeely for you. We like his form. Does he win twice in the space of 3 or 4 starts? I don't know. Potentially not. But we do know that he's phenomenal when it comes to ball striking right now, which you need to be in control of your golf ball at this venue. And he does that. And we know how well he putts on this golf course too. So I can almost imagine him just finding that perfect sync up of amazing ball striking with amazing putting that we used to see Mav have. Mav have is the putting. So we're just waiting on that to come through. Let's see what Mavi can do for us. He's been playing some solid golf the last little while. We're going to see what is next over here for us. Sahith Theegala is our next option at 40-1. Now, Sahith, I mean, if there's anything that summarizes, synopsizes, categorizes Sahith Theegala, it is this upside ranking versus his safety ranking. And it's one of the biggest discrepancies I've seen in my model between the 2 ranking columns. If you take a look at what Sahith gets up to on the upside side of things, that incorporates top 10 percentages, top 5 percentages. He's got an 11% top 5 rate, not the greatest, but he's finishing inside the top 10, basically 3 of every 10 starts. And that's incredible for Sahith. He's been playing in these signature events. This is not a signature event. The big boys are outplaying TGL. The big boys are flying back from Maui. They don't go to stop in Honolulu. You know, they just bypass that. Off they freaking go back home. They're going to be playing in the big boy events at Pebble coming up. By the way, Scotty Scheffler not going to be finding himself in the mix at the Amex. Those best ball lineups that Scotty Scheffler's in are pretty much dead. So Sahith Theegala, take a look at this. A top 20 rate of 38% and then a top 40 rate of 51%. He's basically finishing inside the top 20 as often as he is. I mean, the 13% difference is really small. So you, especially when you consider his top 10 rate is 30%. So you typically don't want to be betting Sahith for a top 20. You want to be looking at that top 10 because it's almost happening as often. So I mentioned that I actually did a nice little write-up of this on X, kind of describing how people wanted to stack. Someone wanted to ladder bets. And I kind of figured out, okay, looking at Russell Henley, looking at Harry Hall, how does that work out? There's some methodology behind all of this. Go check it out over there. It's on my X account. So Sahith is one of these guys that is incredible when it comes to ball striking as well. If we take a look at out of the rough, it's not very easy to hit this golf ball in the fairways at this golf course. Sahith Theegala's 9th. He's just Tarzan of the PGA Tour. He just finds his way out of the rough in a big, big way. And we're going to see 7 out of 10 approach shots come from 125 to 200. When you're the 9th best strokes gainer out of the rough from 150 and out, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. So hits a lot of greens out the rough, all of that jazz, amazing around the greens. Even when things get a little hairy, it's okay. We've seen Sahith do his thing with the putter. He gets real hot with the putter and he gets real bad with the putter. It's very volatile. So you never know what the heck's going on with the putter, but when it fires, he wins golf tournaments. He's won at Silverado, which I feel like is a very similar venue. So we're going to go with Sahith Theegala, 40-1, figure it out. He's one of these guys that's the perfect volatility to go with. He's perfectly volatile to go with an outright bet because you're not looking for safety from him. You got a 21 spot drop from upside to safety. So that's just insane to think about. So I'll pull up the rest of these people and just show you how close together their rankings actually are. So for the most part, it's not really more than a 5-spot jump. Seamus Power's massive drop from upside to safety rankings. So Siwoo Kim as well. Lots of safety, not so much upside. So we've got some interesting names to take a look at here. Obviously, we're going to be using the upside ranking for our outrights, which we are still rolling through as we go through the show. Next up for us is the postman himself, JT. The JT that can actually win golf tournaments, JT Poston. It's an little dig at Justin Thomas. He needs to get his stuff figured out, hasn't he? He hasn't won a golf tournament forever. I haven't even pulled the chat up. I've been in such a fraz. What's up, Steve? On the pulse, saying it's been a bit ready to get back into the golf. Get your finger back on the pulse. Yeah, exactly. Couldn't resist that one. What's up? Love the hat. Just tap it in, baby. Best of luck. I believe I can. If you believe in me, I believe in me, Guy. Thank you so much. We're going to have a great year. Jeff saying, it's the Waialae team knowing you were illegal on the property. Yeah. I know. But you know what? There's a nice 5-star resort. If you can sneak through that bad boy, go around the back, check out the dolphins while you're walking there, and then you can see hole number 1's green. You can see a Waialae Country Club, even though you're not supposed to be there. I know how to get you guys into the property if you aren't allowed on there as a member. So aloha, commentating nerd, who joined us in the Discord as well. What's going on, Anthony? Let's go, people. What's up, everybody? Hit me up in the comments. Tell me you say hello. Wish me some good luck. Wish yourselves good luck. Wish everyone in the chat good luck. Let's have ourselves a freaking year. And most importantly, wish JT Poston good freaking luck. We're going with JT Poston for multiple reasons. He's phenomenal at places like Harbour Town, at places like the RSM. We've got all sorts of stuff where JT Poston has posted some high finishes. He finished 5th at the RSM last time they played. He's a 6th place finish here after the Carl Yuan reasonable virtual certainty drop. So he could have finished top 5 if Carl didn't get a free drop out of the freaking sun, but it's okay. So he played quite poorly, to be honest, at the Century, but that's okay. It gives us a 40-1 for JT Poston. His upside's a little better than his safety. That's nice to see. He finishes inside the top 5 at an 18% clip. So we're getting a guy that's got incredible. And I mean, he's not very consistent when it comes to this. Inside the top 10, only 5% more than his top 5ing. So if you're betting JT Poston, just bet that top 5 versus the top 10, because when he plays well, he plays really well. So I wonder if the only difference is almost the top 6 that he had last year. So he's got some good course history. He's got some decent history here, and he's tidy around the greens, and he's got some really good short games. So he's going to have to lean into that a little bit more. We've seen the iron play start getting going lately. So he's solid with that. And the reason why he succeeds on these shorter venues is his strokes gain off the tee on shorter golf courses is 18th in this field. So the accuracy that he does have relative to his distance comes into play a bit better. And then we take a look at his metrics here from the approach numbers. He's a really good wedge player. Gets a lot of good shots. A good shot on this model means you're gaining half a stroke on one single approach shot. One shot gets you half a stroke on the field is a good shot. A poor shot is when you lose half a stroke on the field. So he's pretty bad at hitting those as well. But with the wedges, he's pretty sharp at getting them close, which is what you need to make birdies. And then from 150 to 200, he's 39th in proximity, which is not the greatest, but he's also played good golf. Yeah, he can putt lights out on Bermuda. If we take a look at his putting stats, it's been rather poor, actually, the last little while on the Bermuda surfaces. So we got to figure out what he's getting up to in that department, but he's overall a really good putter. So avoids the 3 putts, gets himself figured out. I got to tidy up this back end of this freaking model. It's a nasty situation. So figures out how to avoid bogeys quite nicely, gets off to a good start. You typically want to get yourself in the mix early. He's had some meltdowns in the final few rounds. So that's okay. It is what it is. He finished, some solid start at the last few starts he's had. Wow, tough to get that one out of the mouth there, but let's have a sip. The tongue is starting to feel like real fat. Starting to feel real fat. Now, next up, let's rattle off a few more outrights before we get to our placements. We've got a lot of those too. Nico Echeverria, 80-1 for old Big Nico. He has been... How do I even select this thing? I've got to clear everything. Nico. There we go. Okay. So Nico gets himself a nice little upside uptick. He finds himself inside the top 5, 12% of the time, inside the top 10, about 18%, not too shabby. His strokes gained total in the last 36 rounds has been pretty darn good. He's 12th in the field. So love to see that from him. And what we're really starting to see, if you're looking for two traits from someone, it's approach and putting. And over that stretch of time, that period of time, he has found himself with the 31st best approach play and the 11th best putting. It's a solid combo to have at a golf course like this. If we take a look at his approach metrics, from 120, 150 to 200, we got some nice green boxes over here. A lot of good shots, 24th in the field and 28th in strokes gained. So inside the top 30 on approach for the last year. So not just recently. So he's playing good golf right now on approach, and he's got a solid baseline when it comes to the proximity that matters this week. 80-1. He just won the Zozo. I know we're going after guys that have won already. Do these guys win twice? Austin Eckroth did. He's being bet a million times this week. I don't have him on my card. That's going to be a fun time, but it is what it is. Hits a lot of good shots out the rough. That's what he did well at the Zozo. So we like that a lot about him. Plays nicely on Bermuda. Been putting great in all these departments. So a lot to like from our boy Nico Echeverria. 80-1? What on earth is that about? By the way, we are rolling with a Jonathan Vegas each way to start the year. At 175-1, we got the each way for that. Kept us afloat. Didn't hit the outright, but we didn't lose any money. Basically, because of the each way there, we just broke even on the outright market. Had Taylor Pendrith let us down a little bit because he made that albatross, got inside the top 10, and then made a double bogey on the second last hole to finish 12th. So that didn't quite work out, but Sam Burns got home for a top 10, and we hit the farewell fiver. We hit the farewell fiver, people. We hit the goddamn farewell fiver. The chat is slowing down. I don't like that. We're just gonna end the show if the chat keeps chilling out. I want you to relax, but your fingers can keep going, okay? Back to what we were talking about. The next bet we made was Justin Lauer at 150-1 at Bet Rivers. You can get him at 120-1 pretty much everywhere else. Now, Lauer's not going to come across as the greatest option because think about the full swing, the places that I hate how I do this. All the places that he played well at had no shot link. So we saw him finish some really high-end finishes over the last little while. And we saw him finish 7th at the 40-net, 28th at the... What is going on here? I don't know what the heck's going on in there. We know that the WWT was a close-ass finish. He finished 3rd there. And then he almost won the Bermuda Championship. Kind of got rattled in the final round. He's 150-1. You can get yourself 5 places each way on Lauer at Bet Rivers. That's the way to go. So I'm a big fan of him. 24th in the model. Does some good stuff. Look at that top 5 number. Been rattling off top 5s like a beast. So the strokes gained lately, not too shabby. Putts well. And let's take a look at his approach numbers. So he's not the best when it comes to long irons from 200 and out. Don't worry, not that many of them here. We do know that he's a very good poor shot avoider. He has a 19th best proximity with the wedges, 22nd best strokes gained with the wedges. Good stuff in that department. The 150 to 200 is a bit to be desired, but I feel like he found his iron play a lot better over the full swing. So we can expect that to kind of figure itself out. Makes a ton of birdies, and that's basically it. He's 150-1. You know, we're not going to be harping on about a million nice things about this guy, apart from some nice recent form and a good putter. So we'll see what he can do for us at the Sony at 150-1. And then our other bet we have is Benny On. I'm surprised he's not nearly inside the top 10 in my model. There's some interesting stuff going on, mostly to do with the putter, I believe, and there's a touch of accuracy missing there. But the fun thing about Benny On is we know how good of a driver of the golf ball he is on these shorter golf courses. He's been incredible at this golf course the last while. He's got a 12th and a runner-up. We were on Benny On here last year when he finished 2nd. Not ideal. When he bricked the 4-footer. By the way, This was the tournament that old Grayson Murray won. Ended up passing away with some suicide. Not great. I will be sharing a story after everything golf related at the end of the show. Something personal, something I've realized in my life I want to share with you guys. I hope it helps someone that's out there. It's been quite the year last year, and now we've moved on to some really exciting things in 2025. So I want to share that with you. I figured this would be the one time to really kind of get deep and share some intimate stuff with you guys. So hang tight at the end if you want to hear just what's been happening in my life and how I've made some moves to really make myself a happier person, because I've had some real struggles in the past. But we don't want to down it now. We want to go to Benny On, okay? We want to talk about the stuff that he gets up to at this golf course. Look at this. He's got the best course history in this field. The best course history in this field. So we love that. The comps, not the best. 10th best in recent form with the strokes gained over there. Incredible ball striker. The putter comes and goes. He also just came off a win out in Korea. He's been flirting with the top 10s like crazy, 13th in the field over the last little while. Now, the last couple of months, these guys have taken off. So this is weighted. I like to have it weighted because then you can see, okay, what's happened recently? Tom Hoagie was breaking the model. Keith Mitchell was breaking the model for a while because they got off to a really good start, but then wrapped up all these top 20s early, and then those kept like weighting up the top 20 percentages when they started sucking. So just trying to make sure that we stay up to date with recent events, make sure these guys' percentages are correct and recent and relevant. So we haven't seen Benny play much golf in the last 4 months. So it's going to hit him a little bit, particularly the last 6 months. These guys did not play a lot in the last little while. So a lot of them coming up early and kind of getting dinged a little bit. But as we move along into the season, these things will update themselves and we'll see. Let's just let you know, he hasn't played for a while. So we like Benny On. He's been semi-profitable in the top 5 market. Been a little rough towards the end of the season. He lost a bit of track there, but we're moving in the right direction again. Let's go win this thing. Let's go win this thing. It's his time now. He did amazing last year. He's got a win under his belt now recently on the DP World Tour, very recently in the winter time last year. So let's see what Benny On in the SONY, Benoni. Shout out my South Africans. All right. So I saw someone mention here. Guy said Benny On's my pick to win. Hey. Easy McDeezy, my man. What's up over there? Lower did finish. Yeah, he did. He's solid. The WWT had no shot link. The Bermuda had no shot link. Those are 2 really good tournaments. So people modeling his approach play into their models, not going to have those rounds in there. Max McGreevy could. Oh, guess what? Great point. Thank you, Jack. I believe you might be in the Discord as well. But we're approaching half an hour, so we can do we'll do a giveaway here shortly. But this is the rookie rundown over in my model. So you join the Discord, you get this as well. Granted, you are going to be on the show. You're going to see this too, but this is the tool that I use to kind of figure my stuff out with these guys. I'm going to be popping this in in my tool that I've been working on for the website, so you can just kind of interactively go there. But we've seen these guys on the DP World Tour and the KFT, but no one really knows what they're up to because it's impossible to find stats on these dudes. So it's just really, really difficult to do that. So we've got some guys like Carl Phillips. I guess he's a birdie machine. Struggles with the bogeys, but he's aggressive. We like that. I don't know who the hell's in the field even, but I know Frankie Cappan is. He's one of the top guys from the Corn Ferry, I believe. Or was he a DP World Tour guy? So he's solid. Does he fit this? Doesn't necessarily fit this course from an accuracy perspective, but Matt McCarty does. Who, by the way, we've bet at 125 to 1. Matt McCarty. McCarty. We're going to go with this dude. He is a fantastic putter. He's won 3 times on the KFT. He's won the Utah Black Desert Classic. And it's a golf course that suits his game real nicely. Doesn't have the best distance, but he's hyper accurate, has a really good drive percentage rate. It's lots of greens. This is all just from Corn Ferry Tour life for him. So you can use all of this stuff. There's a lack of par fives on this golf course, and he's a solid par five scorer. Nothing crazy. Very good on the par fours, and just a normal par threer. So you can see all of the stuff about these guys. You can see how many greens they hit from the fairway, how many they hit from the rough. You can see how they scramble. There should probably be some percentages. Yeah, let's figure out some percentage worlds. Boom, there we go. So we now have percentages in this thing. This is what you're looking for when you're looking for edges in DFS. So I'm going to be popping some guys that I find popping in this model that people don't know about from the DP, from the KFT. We can probably do some deep dives at the end. We'll see how my tongue's doing. It's starting to hurt. Talking my face off here. We got to get to some more bets. But I first got to chat with the chat here. Yeah, Penrith made you static and then very sad. I know. It was such a terrible, like, here's the carrot, here it's not, just brutal stuff for us. But hey, yeah, Hideki and Benny. So the thing with Benny is he's got 2 starts, 8 rounds, very good finishes. Hideki's got a lot more high-end finishes and then also a few crappy ones. On the pulse, says Matty Schmidt might be a sneaky outright at 140 to 1. Wasn't he like right in the mix at the Shriners? We can take a look at him too. I have a McCarty on 3 best ball lineups. Oh, baby. Yes, I have too much Matt. I think I got like 20% Matt McCarty. Ryan Gerard is on another top player coming from KFT. Yeah, let's see. Let's filter out here. Gerard. There he is. Awesome. Wow. Talk about a showdown beast. Doesn't know what he gets up to in round 3 and 4. But gains like 2 strokes on the field in rounds 1 and 2. So if you're looking for like Ryan Gerard, maybe, what does he get up to with accuracy? Is that relatively accurate? Doesn't hit the most greens in the world. He's a really solid scrambler, it looks like. Avoids bogeys quite nicely. He's a really good par 5 scorer. So unfortunately, there's only 2 of those this week. But definitely a showdown option. I don't know about what he's going to get up to over the weekend. I mean, that looks very, very interesting. But first round leader top 20 on him. So you can use this for anything. You can just go and grab these guys. I have a model that's going to be sucked into a website here soon. I had to move shop this week, year end, all that jazz. So I didn't quite get to the things I wanted to, but it's coming. It is coming. Winter's coming. The models are coming to the internets, and we are rocking and rolling. 3 of my 5. What with Matt McCarty in it? There. Any top 5, top 10 sneaky play, 100 to 1 player. So all of these are going to be kind of each weighed or top 5. So like Justin Lower is a perfect top 5 candidate. We saw how often he found himself inside the top 5 in the model over here. If you take a look at Lower, where is he at here? We'll just filter on him. Can't seem to find the guy. I feel like he's a great top 5 option. I also have some massive top 10 bets and massive top 5 bets that we're going to go with. 14% of the time, Justin Lower is inside the top 5. So, that's not too shabby. I think at 125 to 1, you're going to get some really nice top 5 numbers over there. Probably, 30, 25 to 1. So we'll see what he can do with that one. Let us know. Let's get into it. Let's get into our placement markets. We've got some fun stuff. So here's the Maniacs match placement tool that you can get over at the Discord. That's got the link in the description below. I'm going to hide the top 40 because we've got a few guys that are from signature events. I need to move that out of the model as well because I need to make sure that these guys don't have false top 40s from cut events that only cut like 10 people. So I need to make sure that we're not taking in too many top 40 situations, but you know what I'm saying. So number 1 in the safety model is Russell Henley. The first 3 guys don't necessarily grade out the greatest. Corey Connors had his first top 5 since the Valero in 2023 last week. Congrats to that. T-Dak showing up late saying, I assume we started the conversation with Max McGreevy an hour ago. All right. Let's go back here. What the heck? McGreevy. Maximus. What are you guys on about here? So safety rankings are some solid stuff. Being inside the top 20, only in the 4 rounds. What? He's coming from the KFT, right? McGreevy. Alrighty. What's his situation been up to? Wow. Solid stuff. Gains about a 1.5, 1.25 strokes per round. It's about 67% of his fairways. Not the longest guy in the world. Had 3 wins in the last 12 starts. Love to see that. Great sand save specialist. Avoids the bogeys. Good. The par 5 scoring for him, not the greatest, but that's okay. This golf course only got 2. He's a par 4 beast, scoring about 3.92 strokes on the par 4s. Good to see that. Birdies are pretty much in the middle of the thing there, and he's pretty good at hitting green regulations from the rough. So usually guys that are accurate tend to maybe even have that good green regulation rate from the rough because their misses aren't that far from the fairway. So it's easier to get on the green from there. Just some random context to add to your daily thinkings. Max McGreevy there, a little quick mini deep dive on the rookie rundown. Back to our Maniacs placement tool. So we're going to go with Ben Griffin as a safety option. He did not play too many top 40s. So we know that his top 40 rate is accurate. I'll actually unhide this again. He finishes inside the top 40 at a ridiculous rate. 2 out of every 3 starts is inside the top 40, and that includes a lot of cut events. So he's very, very good at doing that. And we've got a bet for Ben Griffin at plus 220 for a top 20. I think this is just pretty much even money for a top 40. Why was I hiding stuff from you guys? So minus 110 for Ben Griffin for a top 40 at 17% of an edge over here. It's the best edge of his 4 markets because obviously you see right over here, it is his best metric. I mean, he's hardly ever inside the top 5. Just bet this guy top 40 and call it a day. So we are betting Ben Griffin. We're also betting Taylor Pendrith. He's a top 40 machine as well. I understand there's a few signature invets in that situation. But, at minus 160, he's a class above. We get some volatility involved here. I'm going to take the hammer to the top 40 market there at minus 160. It's his best edge in the market. So love what's going on with him. This tool is available to you. You can make a copy of this entire tool, and then all of a sudden you've got yourself everything you could wish for in front of you. You can work it. You can use it to your own benefit. Someone is busy doing it right now. So there's a lot going on over there for you guys in the Discord. So Taylor Pendrith, minus 160, top 40, 17% edge. Mackenzie Hughes, next up for us. Sorry, Taylor Pendrith, 19% edge. Mackenzie Hughes, we're going to go with a top 10 bet here. He's popping across the board. He finishes inside the top 5 quite routinely. 17% of the time, he's inside the top 5. He's doing 29% of the time, he's inside the top 10. So that seems like his magic mark. It is one of his better metrics. And it's plus 500 for a top 10. So I'm a big fan of Mackenzie Hughes for a top 10 at this golf course at plus 500. If you take a look at what Mackenzie Hughes gets up to, going back to the actual model over here, he scores you so many dollars inside the top 10 market. So speaking of, I totally forgot. Let's do a giveaway. Who has won you? Sorry. In my model, playing in this field, who has returned the most dollars in the last 12 months, betting top 10s? To win $100 every time that person plays, you'd bet on him to win $100. Over the last 12 months, who in this field has returned the most dollars for us in the model over the last 12 months? So who's been the most profitable top 10 bet in the last 12 months? First correct answer gets a free month in my Discord to all these tools, to all the research I put in there, all of that stuff. I have no idea who it is. I'm going to filter on it right now. Commentatoring Nerd says it's Corey Connors. RJ says it's Mackenzie Hughes. Joanne says it's JT Poston. It's neither of you. None of them are right. It is not Benny On. Come on now. Not Benny On, not Corey Connors, not JT Poston, not Mackenzie Hughes, not Silversmith. Silversmith, Ben Silverman, or Highsmith. Which one are you talking about? It's not Luke Clanton. It's not Keegan Bradley. It's a name that you're going to be quite shocked at, to be honest with you. He plays on the DP World Tour a lot more than he should as a PGA Tour player. He's a very spicy character. It's not Toasty. It's not Eckroat. It's not Henley. It's not Davis Thompson. Woo! This is interesting. He is, price-wise, $7,900. I will give you that. And here it is. It's not. We got people mentioning Aaron Rai. He's not even playing this tournament. JJ Spahn, no. Tour Capture's having a stroke. JJ Spahn. But the answer is, my friends, the Alabama God coming in hot off the top rope with a Billy Horschel. Billy Horschel, friends. Take a look at this. Top 10 market, he's returned you $304 over the last little while. We've got some other guys really close. Clanton, you guys mentioned. Bobby Mack was pretty close as well. Mackenzie Hughes inside that top 10 market. That's basically why I kind of thought about this one. Russell Henley. Remember we called Russell Henley the Sex Panther on this show? Because 60% of the time he's inside the top 20 every time. Look at what's happened to his top 20 metrics. He's completely gone from the safe top 20 bet to a, like, whatever. He's just inside the top 10 as often as he is top 20 almost. So it's quite crazy to see there. But back to Billy Horschel. Congratulations, Alabama God. Hit the link in the description to the Discord. Easy? I don't know. I see you in the chat. Can he even do that? Just whatever. If you're on X, hit me up. I'll get you in. We'll figure it out. It's the first time I'm doing this on the show. I'll polish this part up a little better. But we want you in the Discord. You get a free month, access to all the tools, access to all the research, access to all the conversations. We want you there. Let's freaking go. Alrighty. So yeah, $304 returned over there in that market. He likes the rough Billy. Yes, he does. All right. So I don't mind him. In fact, while we're speaking about Billy, silly Billy Horschel, take a look at this top 10 edge. We got a big time edge over here. Billy finishes inside the top 10 35% of the time. That's a lot. That's your lot. So Billy Horschel, absolutely. But take a look at this top 5 rate. Only like 6% of the time. So he's one of these dudes that you really want to lean into the top 10 metrics versus the top 5. So we're going to go to him at plus 600. Billy Horschel for a top 10. It's an implied probability of 14%. We know he's doing it 35%. I don't know. Did I say I put these bets in the Discord with the units I was going to bet them? Billy Horschel to win 2 units at plus 600. I like that a lot. What I've been someone in the chat asked me in the Discord earlier, how do you bet your placement bets with units? So usually I'm going to be betting to win 1 unit at a time, but I'm going to change it up to do a little bit Kelly criterion, which is where you take the bigger your edge, the more you bet on that bet to kind of capitalize on that. So we're going to lean into a Billy Horschel 24% edge over here. And for each 10%, we're going to go with a unit to win back. So Billy Horschel at 24% gives us a 2 unit to win. So basically what you're going to be betting, if you're betting $10 a unit, you're going to win 20 with 2 units. What is that? 20 divided by 6 is like $3, $3.50 or whatever. I need to add that to the tool as well. So you can see, okay, I want to win this much. This is how much I have to bet. Boom. If I bet this much, how much do I win? I don't mind that. So just basically trying to win 2 units in this department, and it's a big edge. If it's more than 10%, you bet one unit. So we're going with Billy Horschel in that department. And I'm sure you guys are thinking, why is this guy not mentioning Luke Clatton? This shit's lit up like a Christmas tree. It is. Not a lot of tournaments played, but he's incredibly good. And we're getting a plus 400 top 10 for Clatton. And he's finished inside the top 10 at about a freaking 60% clip. It's insane what he's been up to. He's really, really good. Beautiful. Okay. So yes, easy said, just copy that link and you're good to go. So Alabama God, congrats once again. So Luke Clatton, finishing inside the top 10, 6 out of 10 starts. Beautiful stuff for him. He's got insane upside for me. He's a guy that I'm be going to in the top 10 market in a big way. I like it a lot. Almost thinking, why did I not bet him outright? But it is what it is. We've done all that stuff now. So yes, a nice little implied odds of 20% for a plus 400 bet. But we know he's doing it about 60% of the time. So a lot to go on with Luke Clatton. And we're going to go there and try and win ourselves 2 units. Boom. All right. Next up, Harry Hall. I saw someone mention Harry Hall earlier. Not in the contest, but he wanted a deep dive on Harry. Dirty Harry and the boys. Harry Hall, top 40. Sign us the hell up. Minus 120. Go grab it. Harry Hall finishes inside the top 40 60% of the time. I think I was taking a look. It's been some ridiculous run that Harry Hall's been on of top 40s in the last little while. So he's really doing some good stuff. Minus 120, 12% edge, bet to win 1 unit. So minus 120, $12 to win 10. Basically how we're going to go with that. Scooting along down. Next bet, looking at this model, is Kurt Kitayama, top 40 at minus 140. Kurt Kitayama is finishing inside the top 40 74% of the time. 74% of the time. 3 out of every 4 starts, Kurt Kitayama is finishing inside the top 40. Minus 140 implies, why do I keep hiding these things? Minus 140 implies that he finishes inside the top 40 at 58% of the time. So that's a raw edge of 16%. That's before we even know that Kurt Kitayama is ranked 14th in our model. So that gives him 26 extra ranking points inside the top 40 market. So we're getting a nice little edge over there of 23%. I don't know if I want to lay 2.8 units to win 2 from Kurt Kitayama, but let's just go with minus 140 in that department for 1 unit, I believe. Did I say that in the Discord? I can't be saying different things. To win 2 units, I went ballsy. It makes sense. We got to listen to the math. 23% edge. He plays in all these contests that have cuts. So this is a significant T40 rate for someone that doesn't play these signature events. So let's go, baby. Minus 140, Kurt Kitayama. Welcome to the 2-unit laying down the wood club. Let's go. So to win 2 units, you got to bet 2.8 units. 1.4 to win 1, 2.8 to win 2. So we're going to lay it down. Let's see what we can do with Kurt. Hopefully he can get it together for us. Been playing some solid golf. Let's see, baby. Next up, Keith Mitchell. Let's go to his top 20 rankings here. If you take a look at his top 20 numbers, 43% of the time he's finishing inside the top 20, baby. So that looks good there. If you take a look at his top 20 odds, I know exactly what to do with Keith Mitchell. So we've been betting this guy top 20 for the whole last part of last year until he kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. Let's be honest, yeah, the last 3 missed cuts were cutting a little deeper. We didn't bet the last tournament, but we did bet the first 2 before that. So he hurt us a little bit. But 43% of the time he finishes top 20. Plus 425 implies it only happens 19% of the time. We know that's not the case. So a massive edge there. You can almost bet to win 3 units, which is basically like laying down a quarter of a unit here. I'm only going to bet 2. So you're basically going to be laying half a unit to win yourself 2, I believe. That's just some quick math in my head. At plus 425 for Keith Mitchell. Then we're going to go to JJ Spahn for a top 40. Because JJ Spahn's been doing the same thing as Kurt Kitayama. Take a look at this massive jump. He finishes inside the top 10 as much as he does the top 20. So if you are betting JJ Spahn, either of those bets, do a top 10, please. Not a top 20. They happen simultaneously, and you get better odds on the top 10. That's just what he does. When he spikes, he spikes. But then it's almost triple top 20 to top 40 rates. So how I typically look to find the value is if someone like a normal profile kind of doubles up. It doubles up from a top 5 rate to a top 10 rate, it doubles. From top 10 to top 20, it doubles. From top 20 to top 40, it doubles. Let me see if I can find someone that kind of makes sense there. Yeah, Maverick McNeely is close. You go 10%, 24%, 46%. That's a uniform graduated profile. There's no real market that really is significantly better for him. Maybe you go top 20 over top 40. You find where it kind of clumps together, and then you take the lowest one. So that's basically there. Justin Lower, sorry, we're going back to JJ Spahn. JJ Spahn, he just ramps up the top 40s. Doesn't like being inside the top 20 as much as a top 40 nearly. So plus for 140 for JJ Spahn to finish inside the top 40. Plus 140, JJ Spahn, top 40. We're going to be betting to win 1 unit. Why are we betting to win 1 unit? Let's bet to win 2 units. We got a 26% edge. Let's go. Let's lay the lumber. We're going to attack SONY. We're not going to bet scared. Because guess what? If you're betting scared, it means you don't have enough bankroll. You need to have enough bankroll that you can lay juice like this, that you can lay a lot of your funding in a 2-unit bet, betting 2.8 units to win 2. Because a bankroll means that you can lose a bet 100 times. You can lose 99 units in a row, but that 100th one, you still got money in the bank to go back and win it. That's what a bankroll is. A bankroll is not if you've got like $40 in the account and you're just betting $30 on one guy kind of thing. If you're not replenishing that, then you're just not going to be able to take advantage of these long-term edges. You know what I'm saying? So you need to have enough money in your bank account, in your betting books. Bet responsibly. Bet what you can lose. If you wiped your butt with that money, that's basically what you're doing with betting, unless you're following the tools. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make sure that you rock and roll with amounts that are comfortable. Don't go crazy. Sustainability, please. I love having fun on this show, but you also have fun by making money, having money in your account. Don't blow your whole freaking amount in the first week. You got to be able to sustain the year. If you go through downswings, you got to survive them and get up, betting the same amount, because you never know when the upswing comes. If you're losing money and then you all of a sudden just stop betting as much, then the upswing comes and you've been betting less, then you've only returned like half the amount that you should have because you don't have the right bankroll. So this is basically what you're kind of looking at here and going from there. Exactly. Bet $1 on 10 outrights. This is why I do Breaking 100. This is why I show you guys my freaking bank accounts. I'm not a big better. I don't bet. $30 is my unit. That's it. So that's basically the gist of it. Yeah, we're not going big. You don't have to spend tons of money. You just make as much as you need to. So that's my pep talk over there done. JJ Spahn, 2 units to win. Betting him at plus 140. Andrew Novak, similar situation. Finishes inside the top 40 57% of the time. We're getting him at pretty much even money at plus 105. So we're betting quite a lot of top 40s here. But that's okay because there's a lot of placements inside the top 40. It's not like we're going to have one guy kind of knocking the other guy out. You don't want to be betting 6 top 5s unless they're really high odds. But you can bet 6 top 40s because everyone can easily get inside the top 40. There's lots of room in that building. Top 10s can bet a bit more than top 5s volume-wise, depending on odds. But Andrew Novak, 14% edge for a top 40. And now we're kind of getting towards the end here. Justin Lower, plus 140 for a top 40. Does it 50% of the time. The books are telling us it happens 42% of the time. Boom. Bet him. Off we go. And then Patrick Rogers, finishing inside the top 40 about 70% of the time. I mean, that guy's like premium Sex Panther when it comes to top 40s. Plus 140 to finish inside the top 40. It implies it happens 42% of the time. We know that this premium Sex Panther finishes inside the top 40 70% of the time, all the time. So, do you want to win 3 units at 30% edge? I mean, that is a monstrous edge. Let's just go with 2 units. I'm going to clean up the numbers here, make sure that all the signature events are out, because those can be a little misleading with the top 40 metrics. But those are our bets. I'm not going to recap. There's a lot of them. My tongue hurts. I'm going to fix this matchup tool right now and figure out where the hell this rating is coming from. And I'm going to actually take a complete gamble. So I'm trying to find, I just totally forgot to bring in a column. Do I have this tool? I do not have it open. Let me do this. Okay. Hang tight. We're going to be bringing in the big boy hitting the model, actually. It's the actual model. Are we? No. No, it's going to be too much to load up. All right. We're just going to let's just go. We're going to bet little bits then on bet 105. We're going to just kind of see how it goes. Andrew Novak finishing inside the top 40 often. Let's take a look at Andrew Putnam. What's he been? Why? I love bet 105 when they do this stuff. I mean, look how easy it is to search these two guys. Andrew Novak, Andrew Putnam, boom chakalaka, here we go. One search finds them all. The safety ranking and the upside seems significant for this dude, Novak, that is, over Putnam. So I'm immediately in on this. If we take a look at the safety plus top 20 rating, we got a big metric difference over there. Now, I understand that Andrew Putnam has got some good course history here, but his recent form is rather poor. So we'll take a gamble on him. I feel like Novak also suits this course quite nicely. I'm assuming that would be a absolute smash play. And now the fun thing about bet 105 is you can, if you typically I won't do it this route, but you can get an extra shot given to you for Novak, but at juiced odds at minus 145. If Novak finishes within 1 of Putnam, you still cash that bet. I don't know how I feel about going that route. I prefer to take the plus money odds on a bet that's negative. So you got to beat the guy by 2 to win, but at plus 113 kind of thing. Doesn't give it to us here, I don't believe. No. So we're just going to go with Andrew Novak to win us a $20 bet over here. You know what? I said 30 is my limit, so we're going to do 30, 90. No. What is it? 31, 90. No. 32, 90. No. 30, 32, 70. There we go. Jesus. I need to add that to the tool. So let's do that. We're going to place this bet. Andrew Novak over Andrew Putnam. Guess what? The Justin Thomas bet over Colin Morikawa that we accidentally placed did not win. Did not. And Xander was beating Justin Thomas the entire week. And then JT had a crazy round in round 4 out of nowhere and beat Xander, who had his worst tournament after the Zozo. It was also pretty bad. So, not good, Bob. Not good. Back to our SONY Open. Let's go. Okay. We're going to go. Matchups. Here we are. We went Andrew Novak over Andrew Putnam at minus 110. By the way, if you want minus 109, go tell customer support you saw it on Backline Bets. They'll honor that to you. They'll fix it up for you. Don't stress. They love Backline Bets customers. Please, link in the description below. Hit Bet 105 up. Available in all 50 states. Moving along to some other bets here. JJ Spahn over Sam Stevens seems enticing. We know what JJ Spahn's situation is. What's Sam Stevens' situation? Let's take a look at his situation here. Makes it into the cut, 84%. He's a cut maker, which isn't good. I don't like people that make the cut as much as he does in a matchup. So we're trying to take advantage of guys that miss cuts quite often. So Davis Thompson versus Ben Griffin. Ben Griffin finishes inside the top 40 like all the time. So that's going to give you like a really, really impressive, this is what you're looking for in matchups is made cut equity. Patrick Rogers over Patrick Fishburne. Once again, easy. Like if you are using this tool to research these guys, you just type in Patrick and it just pulls up both of them for you because Bet105 is a very user-friendly book. So Patrick Rogers is 32nd in my safety rankings, and Patrick Fishburne is 48th. Do we want to go to that world? Fishburne, massive missed cut equity. Massive. But when he makes the cut, he plays nicely. So let's take a gamble. Let's double down on Rogers, on P-Rod, and we're just going to go to him at minus 110. Boom. Place the bet. Off we go. So Patrick Rogers over Patrick Fishburne in the books. Mark Hubbard over Taylor Moore. Is Taylor Moore more of a volatile guy? I know Mark Hubbard just makes a million cuts. Never finishes inside. Do you want to see something crazy? Mark Hubbard's situation is insane. A 78% made cut rate, but he's 65%, 65 people make the cut. Mark Hubbard does that basically 80% of the time. He's only got a 35% top 40 rate. Like basically half the time he's not finishing inside the top 40 after making the cut. It's just insane. It's just insane to think about. So he provides you with insane upside when it comes to making the cut. But who was his opposition? Taylor Moore. But is he going to provide you with more than that? Taylor Moore makes the cut as much as Hubbard and finishes inside the top 40, but more than him. Not really looking to get involved with that matchup at all. Tom Hoagie versus Tom. Look at this. They just do this all the time. Tom Hoagie versus Thomas Dietrich. Plus 115, minus 138. That's an interesting matchup. Hoagie played quite nicely last week as well. Should have bet him top 20. But I don't think I went. Look at this top 20 number for Tom Hoagie. T20 Tom. I mean, look at this. In 2020, in the last 12 months, we've seen him return you $500. This includes this entry, by the way. This includes this entry, which he top 10'd. So in the last 12 months, Tom Hoagie, betting to win $100 every time he tees it up, has returned you $1,000. That's insane. He finishes inside the top 20 at a 40% clip, 38% of the time. Zero upside. 4% of the time he's inside the top 5. You don't do that with Tom. You bet him top freaking 20s. Top 20 Tom. Look at this. He finishes inside the top 40, 44% of the time. Top 40, 44% of the time. Top 20, 38% of the time. You bet him top 20. That's where you bet Tom Hoagie. Look at how much he cashes for you. It's delightful. So Tom Hoagie, and let's go with Dietrich. I'm not even going to do that. They're both very safe options. It's not a matchup I don't think we'll ever land up betting. Nick Dunlap, Michael Thorbjornsen, no. Russell Henley over Robert McIntyre is interesting. This might be a situation where you can kind of take advantage of the reduced odds and getting a stroke. So let's do this and see. Let's go Bobby Mack. I'm so sad that my tool, I'm such an idiot. I've been grinding away. I just totally forgot to put 2 columns in the thing. And then we're going to go Russell Henley. Because this tool would tell us right now that Russell's a million times safer than Bobby Mack. Bobby Mack, been playing in the signature events, but finishes inside. So is Russell. 36. This is just a smash play. The history, the strokes gained recently, the course fit. Let's go. We've got zero exposure to Russell in the placement market because the odds suck. This is where it's at. This is where you go. So over here, we're going to need Russell to beat Bobby Mack by 2 shots, but we're going from minus 150. So instead of laying $45 to win my 30, I can lay 36. Right? Because minus 150 would you have to lay 45. Yeah. So you're saving yourself $9. You also has to win by 2. But Russell always finishes towards the top of this board at this golf course. I love this matchup. Let's go. All right. Cool. I don't have enough to bet anymore. As I was just preaching bankroll management, I need to deposit some more. But I have that in my bank account. That's basically what I'm getting at. Okay. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. So that's bet 105. Check them out in the link below. We got some other people saying, yeah, Mark Hubbard doesn't like this golf course either. Who was he up against? Taylor Moore. What's Taylor Moore got up to at this golf course? Doesn't matter. Nick Taylor, not bad. He likes this golf course a lot, Joanne. And he's one of these guys that just shows up out of nowhere. So we'll see what he gets up to. All right. So I told you, got some interesting stuff I want to chat to you guys about. You know, the Grayson Murray suicide thing, port depression, all that jazz. Your boy, I'm a fun, outgoing guy, but man, I battle that beast. Like, I have major anxiety, major depression, and it's been a challenge for me my whole life. If I'm doing a job that I don't like, it becomes so difficult to do. That's why I love doing this golf stuff, because it's so much easier for me to get out of bed and do all of this stuff. But I was visiting my sister, seeing my nephew, and she looked at me and she said, this is something that comes from the bottom of my heart, and I say this with love. I would hate to be inside your body right now because you look like you are just fighting so many demons. Like, it's just such a tough time to just be a normal person sometimes when you have this insane amount of depression going on, and just trying to act normal around people takes so much energy and effort that it took her saying that to me to finally go to the doctor, and I'm now on antidepressants. So it's not that big of a deal. It's a stigma that I think people need to get over. I'm not telling you to go onto antidepressants just right now, but I'm telling you that if you find yourself in a situation like this, go to the doctor and figure your situation out. Take the steps, take one step at a time. Because if you are depressed, it's hard to go and do this stuff because you don't want to do anything. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to make good life choices. So I've been on it for the last 3 months, and I've basically described it as small things in life, taking the trash out for the wife, doing all this stuff around the house, have felt like massive hurdles, massive speed bumps that I have to drive this Lamborghini over to do the simplest things. But since being on the meds, they're not even rumble strips anymore. I can do them with ease. Life is just so much easier. It's like this massive burden has been taken off my shoulders that shouldn't have ever been there to start off with. So I know with social media, I'm on Twitter all the time. That's where I make my living on this platform. I'm behind the camera all the time. So there's been times where you just wake up and you're like, oh, I don't want to do anything today. You got to go on the camera. You got to do 2.5 hours of shows, and you just got to do this stuff. Now I want to wake up and get out of bed. It's not like getting out of bed's hard anymore. It's been so amazing. And I just want to tell you, if it's one person that's listening, please go check it out. Like, just do your thing. It's a stigma, especially because a lot of men watch golf. So I'm assuming my large target audience is males, and mental health with males is rough. You know, we don't take it easy enough on ourselves. And I want to preach that and say that you need to look after yourself, love yourself, because it's important. You don't realize sometimes how much you're struggling because you've been dealing with it so long. So I'm telling you, if you feel like I felt when my sister said, you need to get your shit figured out, if this is just a small little nudge to take you to the next step, Doesn't have to be anything big. Just take a small step to making your life better, looking after your mental health, taking advantage of the resources around you. Lean on your friends, lean on your family, lean on your loved ones. And if you don't have those kind of people, reach out to me. I'm here. If I'm going to be saying this kind of stuff, I'm here for you. Reach out to me. I can help you with whatever I can. So I would be more than willing to do that. Reach out to me on X. Please. This is important to me because it's changed my life. I had a child in December. I couldn't feel like every small thing I had to do for her was a marathon. I would have died. Changing a diaper, just doing small random things would have been a complete disaster for me. I can love her now as much as I want because small things are so much easier to do. So it's just a massive, massive deal changer, like a game changer for me that I've stumbled upon this, and my life has just turned around. Like I can just be present around my wife again. I always felt like I had to be doing something, I had to be somewhere, I had to be doing like this, that. I can just have a conversation with her now and be part of the conversation versus just like rattling off random stuff. So it's just been the best 3 months of my life. And I wanted to share that with you guys during a week like this, where you're going to be hearing a lot about mental health with Grace and Murray. I figured I would share my story too, and just let you know that I'm here for you if you need me. Lean on your friends, lean on your family, lean on your loved ones. Take the first step. Just get towards that goal a little more. Whatever that step needs to be for you, do it. Love yourself. Please, people. I beg. So just tap it in. Awesome stuff. A little down at the end there, but it's important. We are humans after all. It's something near and dear to my heart. I've never been a person that feels like I'm ashamed to share how I feel, ashamed to share anything about myself, because it's easier for me to do than most, and it takes people like us to say that kind of stuff. So let's have a great time. Let's have a great 2025. You can get going. Even if you don't have mental health, make yourself happier. Love yourself even more. It's all good. This is mahalo, aloha, happy 2025 in Hawaii. It's a place that's near and dear to my heart. I've been there for right after the honeymoon and for our 5-year anniversary. So it's just a really, really special place to me. It's going to be great watching the golf over there. So everything's good. I hope everything's going good with you guys. Let's hit some bets. Let's hit some outrights. Check me in the Discord at my Patreon. Use Bet105. Please, 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 all of that stuff. And go check out Pat Mayo's 100K to first one and done contest. Please go do all of that stuff as well. I appreciate every single one of you. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on my Back 9 Bets OG channel, not Mayo Media, Back 9 Bets on Sunday. We'll be doing a research show for the Amex. We'll catch you guys later. I appreciate every single one of you. Peace.